Hello and welcome to this UPSL Premier DMV North Conference Final between DC Hyper and Club Deportivo Laurel of Maryland. My name is Mark Turner. I'm your commentator today with the wonderful media team here from Veda Media. Excited to bring you this final, the conclusion to the DMV Northern Conference, a very closely contested season. I will tell you, though, that these teams were 1 and 2, as you can see from the graphic there on the screen. DC Hyper edging out Club Deportivo by a single point overall. You will notice, though, the goals against record was significantly different. DC Hyper having a very robust defence and only conceding 7 goals across 10 games, which is really quite remarkable. So, with 1 and 2 meeting in the final, arguably we have the 2 best teams in DMV North fighting it out today for silverware. So it should be an exciting match. We'll give you the starting 11s here in just a moment. And as the 2 teams prepare to head to the field, I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting 11s for both DC Hyper and Club Deportivo Laurel. For DC Hyper, number 1, Vato. Number 4, Isaac. Number 44, Joao Beso. Number 33, Fabio Jr. Number 20, Patrick. Number 5, Matthias. Number 55, Heck. Number 10, Gio Mora. Number 19, Joy. Number 7, Hassan. And number 99, Lucas. You see the field, the players getting ready to line up for the national anthem. So I'm just going to hold there for a moment and I'll give you the Club Deportivo starting 11 once we've completed the national anthem and we're ready to go.
Los 2 equipos y los árbitros. Y en este momento nos vamos a disponer a escuchar el himno nacional de los Estados Unidos.
Well, the anthem beautifully observed. We'll go ahead and give you the starting 11 for Club Deportivo Laurel. In goal, number 0, Tomas. Number 3, Polga. Number 44, Tommy. Number 5, Conejo. Number 2, Roberto. Number 8, Gringo. We have Edgar, waiting for confirmation on his jersey number. We'll get back to you as soon as we have that. Number 7, Joao. Number 16, Roberto. Number 23, Gerson. And number 9, Anderson. Who we can see actually at the center circle there with the officials, alongside Matthias, the DC captain. Doing the coin toss, getting ready to go. Looks like it's going to be as you were in terms of how the teams are lining up, which means we will have Club Deportivo Laurel in the dominantly dark blue uniforms, shooting from right to left in the first half, as you see them on the screen currently, which means, of course, DC Hyper in the all-white strip, going from left to right. It is a beautiful day here at the Maryland Soccerplex, although perhaps a little too balmy. It's about 91, 92 degrees right now. There is a little cloud cover, as you can see. High humidity. It's probably going to make tough going, at least in the first half. Hopefully we'll have a little respite in the second half with some additional cloud cover. And the sun will be on its way down. Not completely down by then, but who knows? This is a final. Who knows how long this will last? We could go beyond the 90 minutes into extra time. It could possibly even go to penalty kicks. So we could be under floodlights by the time the final whistle goes. But right now, let's focus on the opening whistle as these two teams get ready to contest the Premier DMV North Conference Final. DC Hyper versus Club Deportivo Laurel. And we are underway. DC Hyper begin with possession, spraying the ball out to the left-hand side. And create space for a cross. Ball dinked into the box. It goes behind it. I think it took a deflection on the way through, so that's going to result in the first corner. Lucas heading over to the corner flag to deliver this first cross into the box. May actually be a short corner. Nope, we're going traditional. Ball loops into the box, heads to the back post. Goalkeeper gets his hands on it, only able to palm it away. Not sure who got the last touch there. The officials perhaps have a little better view of that than I do. It looks like it may have hit a DC Hyper defender. Actually, it may have hit a DC Hyper defender and then a Club Deportivo player. Either way, ball is out of play and the referee has judged it to be a Deportivo ball. Deportivo with their first foray into the opposition's half. Referee deciding there was nothing in that. Deportivo back in possession. Ball bobbling around a little untidily and then given away there rather cheaply. Deportivo back in possession. Going to play the ball out the back. Nice interception from Hyper though. Taking the edge off that pass. Deportivo winning it back. Trying to tippy-toe their way through several players. The referee decides that's the first foul of the match on Hassan, number 7. Nice footwork here from Hassan, drags it back, tries to come through with the other foot. Looks like he may have actually gotten the ball stuck under his foot, but he did get a kick for his troubles. Deportivo. They play the ball out the back, maybe draw Hyper in, but they're going to need to be a little tidier than that. Maybe some early nerves here in the final. So excited to bring you coverage of this UPSL Premier Final with Veta Media. You know, we commentate on these games all season long and really enjoy it. But obviously the finals are the most fun. This is where it's for all the marbles, It's high stakes. A little room for error. At the end of it, we get to see a team raise silverware, which is always fun. Foul on a hyper defender there as he's trying to play the ball back to the goalkeeper. Not much in that, I wouldn't have thought, but referee awarded a free kick nonetheless. Long ball out the back from Hyper, displaying it from left to right. Good interception from Deportivo. And they're trying to break down their left-hand side. Excellent work, though, from Lucas. Can't slide the ball through. It's pinging around a little bit. Nobody able to kind of bring it under their spell. Isaac tried to dink the ball out to a teammate using the bottom of his boot. I think the referee may have adjudged that to be a little dangerous. So the free kick goes Deportivo's way. 4 minutes in. No goals yet and no shots on target as both teams try and settle into this final. We're feeling each other out a little bit. They have actually played each other earlier in the season. We'll talk more about that a little later in the game. We'll tell you, though, it wasn't close. I didn't commentate on that match, so I don't know why the scoreline was what it was. Of course, this is the scoreline we're most interested in today. And as we edge into the 5th minute, it is goose eggs all around. Free kick for Deportivo. Anyone who listens to my commentaries regularly knows I'm a big fan of uniforms. Always have a comment on a uniform. And I gotta say, I like both of these clubs' uniforms. The contrast is really nice, having one team in predominantly dark colours and then the other in the all-white. Deportivo now looking to break down the right-hand side. Oh, nice defending from Hyper. Saw some wheels from a Deportivo winger there, but the Hyper defender equal to it. Now they are now looking to play the ball out the back, swinging it wide to the right-hand side, but it's a little wild and out of control and ends up in Deportivo's possession accordingly. As I was saying, two great uniforms here. Like them, very much like the... In a minute I start to mention uniforms, we have what looks like it's going to be an opportunity. I'm not sure, though, that was a shot that striker is going to want to relive. We are going to relive it, though, through... Can't quite make out the jersey number there, which I'm sure the player would be very relieved of. That's not one for the highlight reel. I do like the thought, though. You know, we're 6 minutes into the game, nobody's put a shot on frame yet. Maybe catch the keeper out. Try something from distance, unexpected. Right idea, wrong club, to use golf parlance. Right, dare I mention uniforms again? Let me close up this topic. Two great uniforms, very easy to see the numbers on the back of the jerseys. Always love that as a commentator. So thank you to both clubs. I'm done. Back to the game. It's Hyper with a throw-in on the right-hand side. You can see, even though it is very hot here today, judging by those flags, we do have a breeze, which the players are going to be very grateful for. She played a little soccer myself earlier today. It was on turf and it was very hot, but we also had a breeze at our game as well, and it was blessed relief, let me tell you. Good attempt to bring the ball down out of the air, though. Deportivo mopping up. Slowing things down and rolling the ball back to defence. Pretty conservative start, particularly from Deportivo. They've come out the slightly more timid of the two teams, I would say. Battling away here, though. It's Hyper who end up with the ball. Laid back by Lucas and swung long into the left-hand channel. Deportivo able to defend it, but not particularly well. Tommy gets under it once, and second scuffed opportunity. He has the third time, though. He's clearly leading a blessed life because on the third occasion he's able to get the ball out to Pulga. And in turn rolls it out to Roberto. Nice tackle from Hyper. And in fact, they win the throw. Really good work from Isaac. Quick throw in. To Matthias, his captain. Fabio Jr. now with a touch on the ball. Rolls it to his centre-back partner, João Beso. Beso, drop of the shoulders, looking for a runner. Tries to dink the ball through, a little heavy. And that should be meat and potatoes. Tomás. And the CD goal.
Un equipo muy ordenado, un equipo que está presionando. Si puede ver, profe, les está cerrando el espacio al Club Deportivo Laurel. Pero vuelvo a decir, así son las finales, así son los partidos. Pero la experiencia, tenemos la experiencia de cada uno de los jugadores que están jugando en el terreno de juego. Pero por el momento.
It out from Tomás. Hyper do a good job though of winning it back. And now they may have an opportunity here to get on the ball. Nice defending. Joy was closing down, and he's a huge player, isn't he? Well over 6 foot. Almost looks more like a basketball player. But I would say if I was a defender and he was bearing down on me, trying to win a header, that would be intimidating. Nice work in the Deportivo defence on that occasion. It's Deportivo now carrying the ball. Nice carry from number 16, Roberto. Not able to connect with a teammate ultimately. The game is generally moving at a pretty slow pace, but you have to forgive the players for that. Again, this is low 90s, very humid. Anyone who's been to Maryland knows it is a pretty humid place at the best of times, but in the absolute heat of the day, when temps are 90, 91, 92, 93 degrees, athletic pursuit is not the easiest thing in the world to have to do. Se llevó la victoria en contra de Bridgesport. De esta manera llegan a la gran final de fútbol. Hoy es el partido más importante después de las 11 jornadas, después de los cuartos. I hope everybody had a wonderful July 4th. Hoy es el día para que ellos se lleven. This tends to be the way with me. I was engaged in soccer, but I wasn't on mic. I was enjoying watching my Colorado Springs Switchbacks play against Louisville, although they ended up losing 1-0, so I only enjoyed it to a certain extent, but it was a beautiful evening in Colorado Springs. It's a fantastic fireworks show at the end of the game, so all in all, a lovely July 4th. I hope you guys had something similar. Deportivo now drilling the ball out defence. Long one looking for a striker in behind a Hyper back line. It's a one-man show right now, and he's working hard to try and close down 3 defenders on his own. Gerson. Nice hustle from Gerson. He gets a little help from Anderson. And ultimately Deportivo winning the ball back. And now they have numbers in the attacking third and may have options here. Rolling the ball back to number 11, Edgar. Edgar losing the ball there for a moment. Finds it. Is able to roll it out to Roberto. Roberto tries to take on his man, but Isaac is wise to it. Isaac now sliding the ball out to the unmistakable Joy. He slides it inside to a teammate, Lucas. This is a nice period of play for both teams. It's Hyper with the shot. Easily gathered by Tomás, but he spilled it for a second there. Could have been very dangerous. I thought that was all over when the shot came in. It was from some distance. It was a bit of a grass cover. It bounced up. Tomás just slow to get up to that second ball, which is really criminal for a goalkeeper. I know he'd probably be admonishing himself. Ultimately, he was able to gather the ball in, but now it's Deportivo at the other end. It's a shot, and it's deflected out for a corner. Nice hit from Pulga. And sometimes as commentators, we get caught out in moments like that. You see a shot like that come in, you think, yeah, it's a decent shot, but Tomás has got that all day long. And you almost do what you do as a player, which is sort of take your eye off the ball and think, okay, time to get upfield and get ready for the next attack. And then suddenly you realise, hang on a second, this isn't over. Tomas, though, ultimately able to get to the ball at the second attempt. Under pressure from a hyper striker. So we've already seen DC Hyper's first corner of the game. It came to naught. Club Deportivo now delivering theirs. Long one again to the back post. Actually headed out, I think, by a Hyper defender, and it's going to be a Deportivo second corner of the game. Know much about that, but he got to it first, and that's all that matters. You're trying to defend your goal.
Le comento, profe, acá usted puede ver mucha gente, pero hay profesores de universidades viendo el potencial, el talento, porque hablar de la UPSL es hablar de la tercera división profesional de los Estados Unidos. Aquí,
Deportivo won it to the centre of the goal on this occasion. I think the teammate did manage to make the slightest contact, but not enough to turn the ball toward goal. Only enough for it to go out of play and become a Hyper goal kick. I mentioned these two teams met earlier in the season. I shan't tease you any longer. For those of you who aren't aware of the result, they actually met at Club Deportivo's ground, Hammond High School Stadium, on May the 10th. And the visitors on that occasion, DC Hyper, ran out 3-0 winners. So a comprehensive victory. Again, I wasn't commentating on the match. I don't know if there were extenuating circumstances or if Hyper were maybe, Deportivo were missing some players. It's another of those situations that kind of looked like it was going to be nothing. It was a wayward cross, slipped when he tried to cross it. It was never going to reach a teammate. Instead, it ended up hitting the upright. I don't think Omar got a touch because I think it's a goal kick. And another nervy moment for Omar, although on this occasion nothing to do with him. It wasn't his fault. Just one of those weird circumstances where a ball that ends up somewhere you did not expect. So yes, for right now, DC Hyper on the front foot in terms of the record between these two teams. That really doesn't count for much today. It's a final after all. Both teams are going to be up for it. No quarter given, no quarter asked. Regardless of what was on the scoreboard on May the 10th, all that matters is what will be on the scoreboard at the final whistle today on June the 6th. Referee Johnny on the spot there, making sure that the game didn't get too chippy. Always has that potential when there's a player on the floor and he feels like he's been kind of chipped away at. Sometimes it can get a little contentious, but the referee quick to quell that situation. Hyper coming out down the right-hand side. Hassan sliding the ball into the channel. Again, a little too heavy. Easy for Tomas to gather in. So into the 17th minute of the first half. Still no goals. Neither team really troubling either goalkeeper particularly. He had a slightly sketchy moment with Tomas in the Club Deportivo goal a couple of minutes ago. Nothing major though. Both teams really still seem to be finding their way a little bit. Certainly playing at a slightly slower rhythm than you might expect in a final. That could be a product of the intense heat. Or it could be both teams just being a little bit tentative, not wanting to make mistakes. Probably a bit of both, in reality. Hyper with the free kick. Decided to play it short. Kike now slides it into the left wing. The ball ricochets out. As I mentioned, you have the best of the best today in this DMV North Conference final. Two teams who finished the regular league season in first and second place. DC Hyper taking top spot by virtue of a single point over second-placed Club Deportivo. They're very, very close on the points tally. 23 points to DC, 22 to Deportivo. Obviously very similar records throughout the season. Perhaps the most notable difference between the two teams is the goals against tally. I mentioned this at the top of the broadcast. Just take a moment here. Hyper might be able to attack. No, but it's going to be a free kick. Excellent work from the referee, allowing play to flow. There was a foul on Hassan. And then when Hyper weren't able to make the most of it, the referee called the play back. Yeah, very obvious. We'll come back to final standings at the end of the season here in a moment. This could be a dangerous free kick situation. We have two players standing over it. Number 10, Gio Mora. The other might be Matthias, number 5, a Hyper captain. Now deep in conversation about what they might do here. It's probably a little too far out for a shot. Take something Messi-esque, I think, to trouble the goalkeeper from this distance. So I imagine it's going to be a ball dropped over the wall for runners. It's not actually, it's driven into the wall. That may have been Matthias going for a shot. Either way, yeah, it looks like he was probably trying to catch Tomas out. Tomas, though, had that side of the goal well covered, but it didn't matter because his wall did its job. And Hyper have a corner. Wild shot. Again, don't hate the idea, but execution left a little bit to be desired from Gio Mora. As I was saying, the goals against tally is the thing that really jumps out when you look at these two teams' records over the regular season. EC only conceding 7 goals across 10 games, which is really a remarkable statistic. Club Deportivo conceded 14 goals, which again, across 10 games, doesn't seem horrific. Seems very fair. Club Deportivo do not have the watertight defence, evidently, that DC Hyper demonstrated throughout this spring season. So Club Deportivo, I don't know, that might be playing on their mind. They lost 3-0 to DC Hyper back in May. They know that DC Hyper had the most miserly defence in the division. DC Hyper would have taken the lead. That might concern Deportivo, but it's Deportivo with the opportunity right now off the corner. Not able to get a header on frame. You can imagine Deportivo will be desperate to take the lead, because you go down to a team like Hyper with the kind of defence that they have, the defensive record that they have, and that has to put doubts in your mind. Going down to a team that have only conceded 7 goals across 10 games, I'm sure would feel like a mountain to climb. And it really isn't. You can score a goal in a second, but psychologically, you'd have to imagine that might play on Deportivo minds. Right now, they're looking to try and construct something out on the left-hand side. Lovely ball sliced in from Gringo. Not able to be gathered in, though. Good header out from Hyper. Now Hyper looking to break down their left wing. Nice sliding tackle. Did the referee decide it was a foul? He did, and moreover, he decided it was a yellow card. Yellow card, first yellow card of the game, going to number 2, Roberto. Gringo doesn't like it. That's a word for the referee. Obviously not going to change his mind. I too have done that, so I'm not going to say save your breath. Sometimes you just feel like you want to put a word in the referee's ear. I think sometimes you feel like you can influence officials, and maybe you can. I'm sure some are more inclined to be influenced than others. The end result here is the same. Number 2, Roberto for Club Deportivo, the first yellow card of this final. Hyper going short with the free kick again. Seemed to be their MO. Pretty heavy touch, but able to win the ball back. Not able to connect with a teammate. And it's going to be a Deportivo throw-in.
Por YouTube en la página oficial del Club Deportivo Laurel. Claro. También por San Luis TV y por DMV.
Powerful long throw, headed away though by Hyper. Deportivo back in possession. Tucking the ball inside. It's Joao. Turns away, slides the ball out to the left-hand side. It's Pulga. Pulga tucks the ball back inside. Nowhere ready to go, no one really supporting Roberto, who ends up going all the way back and then spins around, but he gets dispossessed. I actually think that was a good tackle, but the referee right there not happy with it. Shio Moore did a nice job of winning that ball. But you know what, actually I think that the tackle was fine. I think there was a tug on Roberto that the referee wasn't happy with, and that was actually referee's side as well. He had a much better view of that than I did. I caught it in the replay, but the referee catching it in real time. Pulga tucks the ball inside. All very tight and congested. Joao trying to find a way through. Again, that hyper defense. Hyper vigilant. Now very, very well organized. And more than that, they actually hunt in packs as well. If you watch them, they manage to get at least 2 or 3 defenders around the ball whenever Deportivo are on the attack. And they do it without wildly jeopardizing their shape, which is highly disciplined. But Deportivo now trying to break through, and again, good defending from Hyper. It was Patrick who got the ball out. He remonstrates for a moment with the linesman and says, hey, came off their player. It's not a corner. And the linesman agreed. Svato, with a rare touch in the Hyper goal, slides it out to his nearest teammate. Hyper looking to build out of the back. Isaac living dangerously. Long driven ball, asking Hyper to chase. Horrible bounce, but Hyper are able to win the ball and try to tuck it inside, but again, not able to make good on the delivery. Hyper has struggled with that out wide. They've only had a few crosses, but almost all of them have been wayward. Nice strength just demonstrated there. I think that was Joy in the ball. Joy tucks it inside, trying to find a teammate, and he does! And we have our first goal of the final! Hassan tucking the ball away for DC Hyper. Great work from Joy in the build-up. Tucks the ball in to Hassan. Tomas comes out, makes himself big, not big enough. Hassan with a really first meaningful look on goal from either team opens the scoring in this UPSL Premier DMV North Conference Final. I was mentioning just a few minutes ago that if DC Hyper score first, it could be psychologically damaging to Club Deportivo, knowing just how resilient the Hyper defense has been all season long, and indeed during the playoffs. They're yet to concede a goal now. They got through the first round with a bye, but even in their semi-final game, managed to keep a clean sheet. So breaking through this Hyper defense is going to be hyper challenging, if you pardon the pun. Deportivo did score 3 goals in their semi-final though, so they do have firepower to spare, and they're going to need to bring it to bear. They want to get back into this final. DC Hyper leading 1-0.
todos los que saben jugar y el talibán se han perdido. Así que esperamos que los muchachos empiecen a jugar y se enchuflen y se metan en el encuentro. Lo escuchamos, profe, adelante.
Y estoy seguro que a partir de ahora el partido va a tomar otro rumbo, profe.
Good work from the goal scorer, Hassan.
Los dos equipos van a aumentar las revoluciones.
He gets knocked to the ground. I think that's pretty straightforward. Roberto's saying he got the ball, but that's fine. I mean, you can make contact with the ball, but you can't also put your arm in the back of an opponent and just strong arm into the ground in the process. You have to win the ball cleanly. I think the referee might be making that point. This is a different Roberto from the one who picked up the yellow card, so no danger for second yellow there, and a player being sent from the field of play. Lucas, number 99, looks like the most likely candidate for delivering this free kick. This certainly won't be a shot on target. You'd have to be beyond ambitious to have a go from here. So Lucas, lovely ball over the back, not able to be met by Joao Meso. He tried to get there. Not able to make a connection. The Grief Deportivo begging Joy to intercept that one. He wasn't able to quite get a foot on it, but extra inch or two, and that could have been a whole different story. But it's Deportivo now looking to break down the left-hand side. Nice work cutting inside from Anderson, their skipper. Can he deliver into the box? Lovely little chip over the goalkeeper. Vato not able to get fingers on that. Beautiful little chip in from Anderson. He had very little time out. Again, rolled his defender well. Inked it over Vato beautifully. I think probably the nearest player to it was Roberto. But that cross was more in hope than expectation. It's more, put it in the mixer and let's see if anyone can get on the end of it. Nobody did. And as we head into this water break in the 30th minute, it is DC Hyper with that 1-0 lead over Club Deportivo Laurel. As the players take a drink, so will I. We'll rejoin you here in a minute or two.
Nosotros aprovechamos también para hacer la hidratación, profe, al mismo tiempo que los jugadores, con calma, profe, tómense su tiempo. Aquí a nuestros compañeros también. Estamos ante el rayo del sol, tenemos que hidratarnos. El hecho de estar aquí hablando, emocionándonos, transmitiendo esta emoción que sentimos, pues también tenemos el desgaste.
I hope you enjoyed reliving the emotion of the only goal of the so far. Conversion by number 7. Hassan of DC Hyper. Definitely kept his cool, didn't he? As I mentioned, it was the first opportunity that either team had really had. No team creating anything too significant in advance of that goal. It took us 26 minutes to see our first really meaningful shot on target. And it led to a goal.
Como se dice acá en la Unión Americana. Así que queremos darle las gracias a todos ustedes que compartan la programación con 25 personas. Somos
Replay of that goal again. I think Thomas maybe did get something on it. It snuck just in the post. And Hyper had the lead. I think the officials do stop the clock for the water break. So we probably have at least 15, 16 minutes still of this half remaining. Plus, of course, any extra time that the referee deems necessary. Plenty of time for Deportivo to get on the board and hopefully go in, from their perspective, hopefully go in on parity with Hyper at half-time. I have to say, if Hyper score the second goal, though, things might be looking a little grim for Deportivo. Vato, long driven ball. Maybe gathered in by Lucas. Oh, it almost was. And he would have been away. Early snapshot. Blocked out, though, by, I think it was a Deportivo defender. Good work from Gio Mora. Saw the opportunity as the ball kind of unexpectedly span back to him. Yeah, calm and composed in the Hyper defence. Not the best ball out of defence, but the defending itself, top notch. It's exactly what DC Hyper fans would have come to expect from the guys on the back line. Oh, lovely footwork from Joy. Slides it inside almost. Ends up being the assister again. I think it was Lucas trying to get on the end of that. Here's Marca getting a toe in, pushing it out for a corner, but great work again from Joy. Am I going to use the cliche? Yes, I am. He moves really well for a big man. He's nimble. He really is light on his feet. And when he's using his frame that effectively and he's spinning around, it makes it so hard to get a touch in or edge him off the ball. And he and Lucas almost combine there again. Instead, it's going to be a Hyper corner. It's Lucas delivering it. Drills it to the back post, headed down. Oh, shot is in the net! What a wonderful goal! I think that's number 20. Is it 20 or 23? Whoever it is, he's very pleased with himself. And he should be. We're getting that jersey number here in a second. It is number 33, Fabio Jr. Look how happy he is. And not only because he scored a goal in the final, but a goal of this quality. It did hit Tomas on the way through. I don't know from where Fabio Jr. heralds. His name suggests maybe South American. And that certainly was South American flair. A South American celebration to go with it too. And with that, DC Hyper find themselves 2-0 to the good. Deportivo Laurel find themselves with a mountain to climb. I think Fabio Jr. might be a defender. I believe he's one of the centre-backs. DC Hyper, so I'm imagining that celebration was a whole bunch of different things. It was scoring in a final, it was scoring a fantastic goal like that, but perhaps it was, hey, I don't score hardly ever. Did you just see that? Yes, we did, Fabio Jr., yes, we did. And it was a goal worthy of a final. I'd say take a bow, but I think you rang out just about every ounce of celebration from that goal already. Referee not happy with that infraction. Oh yeah, very obvious grab. Maybe a yellow card here. Certainly a talking to. We're going back to that celebration. The production team at Veda Media loved it, and who can blame them? That is one of the best celebrations I've seen this season. It was the jumping up and down that preceded it as well. You just couldn't seem to believe that the goal had gone in. And enjoyed celebrating with teammates and fans too, I would imagine. Wonderful goal. I don't know if a yellow card was issued there or not. Long shot. Not troubling Vato. In fact, there's an offside as well. Just to add insult to injury. Gerson, I think, well, I actually don't know what he was trying there. I was about to suggest maybe he was going for that top corner, but We're going to see the goal again, the second goal. Ball comes in. Fabio Jr. hits somebody on the way through. He doesn't care. Finds his way into the back of the net. That's all that matters. And then it was an exercise on behalf of his teammates in keeping up with him, as he took off like a racehorse, didn't he? A very, very excited racehorse. Again, who can blame him? Might be his only goal of the season. What a stage on which to score it. Great footwork here. Trying to weave the ball back to Patrick. It was he who carved his way initially through the Deportivo defence. And now he's committed a foul. And there's going to be a yellow card. Hero to villain in the space of like 20 seconds there, Patrick. I'm going to find out at halftime if that was Fabio Jr.'s first and only goal, therefore, of the season. Do we have a substitution? Number 44, Tommy, for Club Deportivo, stepping out. He was one of the central defenders, so I don't know if that's a switch from the coach for tactical purposes, or perhaps Tommy was struggling, maybe had an injury or something. I think it probably was the latter. There's only 5 minutes to go in the half. If it was a tactical switch, I think the coach would probably wait till half-time to make it. If it's an injury and you can't wait, well, needs must. So I suggest it probably was that, which means the final's over for Tommy, which you hate to see. Very disappointing for the young man. Now he has to sit on the bench and hope that his teammates can turn this around. They are going to turn this around. They are going to do something that only one other team has done all season long, which is score more than 2 goals against DC Hyper's defence. That happened back on May 24th when the visiting Chiefs United tied up DC Hyper in a 3-3 game. But no other team this season has put more than 3 goals, or put 3 goals or more past this defence, but Deportivo looking to do it now. A stumble in the Hyper defence. But the ball quickly cleared out. DC Hyper have conceded 2 goals on a couple of occasions this season. But it's certainly not beyond Deportivo to tie this game up, maybe take it into extra time, and then who knows. And of course, they're perfectly capable of winning it in regulation. The fact that Hyper have only conceded 3 goals once so far this season doesn't mean it won't happen again. It's certainly a big ask.
derecho y lo baja hoy como marcador. Así que está haciendo esas modificaciones. Por ahí también entra Isaac, el pequeño bebé que le dicen el grande del DMV. Ha hecho esa modificación.
Bato taking the free kick. Moves it high and long. Not even Lucas can get on the end of that one. He is, though, able to deflect the attempted clearance out for a Deportivo throw-in. Oh, short from Tomas. Almost leads to another opportunity. And Hyper asking for a free kick there, suggesting there was a foul in the box. I want to see that one back because it did look kind of sketchy and dangerous. There might be a case to be answered there. It did look like the Deportivo defender came through the back of that Hyper player. Wouldn't mind it if we could run that one back again whenever we have a second, Veta folks. Just trying to determine if there was contact. I suppose it doesn't matter too much. The referee decided there was no foul. Maybe we'll get a look at it again at half-time. It's always hard to tell from the commentary box to what degree was there contact. You can make contact, but it can be ever so slight. You really can't judge the strength of the contact from the commentary position. Would love to see that one again though at some point. Hamas putting his team under pressure in that situation. Short pass from the goalkeeper. It could have been a heck of a lot worse, and then you'd have to imagine at 3-0, well, it would have taken something absolutely extraordinary and this season unprecedented. Deportivo to put 4 goals past DC Hyper. Could have been all she wrote for the half-time whistle. As it is, it's still just the 2 goals. DC Hyper lead going into the 45th minute. 26th minute strike by Hassan and the 35th minute strike by Fabio Jr. being the difference between the two teams. And Deportivo get on the board before halftime. I'm sure for their own psyche they would very much like that. Playing the ball back isn't how you're going to get that done, guys. Edgar heard me, carried the ball forward, tries to slide it through. But Roberto, a little too heavy. Ball goes back for a Hyper goal kick. Or is it going to be a throw? Well, there seems to be some confusion here. Is it a corner? Is it a throw? Is it a goal kick? It's certainly one of those, guys. I think we've settled on a Hyper throw. DC Hyper with the throw-in. Ball pings off Joy, and it's going to be, I think, a Deportivo throw. I'm going to suggest that Deportivo are going to need to pick up the pace second half if they want to get back into this game. And again, I'm mindful of the fact that it is brutally hot and very humid here, but if you can't move the DC Hyper defense around a little more than this, you're really going to struggle to create spaces that you can play the ball into. This DC Hyper team are so disciplined, and clearly the defense are excellent, but it's not just the defense. It's all 11 players, incredibly structured, so hard to get through and get around. Really the only way to break that tie is to play the ball quickly, which is what Hyper have done here, and that will certainly be a yellow card. It may be something more significant. It's not even a yellow card. Well, unless the referee's going to his pocket now, surely he must. He does. Yeah, Hassan clipped down cynically there. I mean, I don't hate that from the defender. I think it was João. He's taking one for the team there, but it was very obvious. Hassan decides to turn on, little step over, turns on the afterburners. 7-on-7 action. João getting a yellow card for his troubles. We see it again. So this is a dangerous free kick spot, and we have 4 Hyper players. Okay, now we have the 3. We'll have something to say about this, because it is such a delicious spot. I mean, this is just far enough out where you can really put your foot through it. There's enough distance where the ball can come up and back down again. So you have the ability to get that drop, that power. You can get the bend and the placement right. This could be something special. Deportivo's wall and goalkeeper will be doing their best to ensure otherwise. I'm not sure it's the smartest idea to have the smallest man on the Deportivo team be on the end of your wall. Let's Hassan and Fabio looking at it. It's Fabio with a bending shot! Oh my goodness! That was almost his brace. Beautiful free kick and a great save from Tomas in the Deportivo goal. Super strong hand from the Club Deportivo goalkeeper. Does indeed go through the wall. I don't understand what Holger is doing there for Deportivo. He's on the end of the wall, which already seems like an odd decision. But if you're going to be in a wall, you can't then just wander off, which is exactly what he did. Huge space opened up for Fabio Jr. And Deportivo have Tomas in goal to thank. The scoreline only being 2-0 at half. DC Hyper leading with goals through Hassan and Fabio Jr. Club Deportivo Laurel with all to do in the second half of this UPSL Premier DMV North Conference Final. It's time for some locker room magic from coaches. It's time for me to go get a drink. We'll see you in the second half.
Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
That guy Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
Over the right side. The shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
That guy Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
Over the right side. The shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
That guy Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
Over the right side. The shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
That guy Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
Over the right side. The shot and the goal! collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot. And it's in!
As that goes through, he cuts inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
As that goes through, he cuts inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
As that goes through, he cuts inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
As that goes through, he cuts inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
As that goes through, he cuts inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
As that goes through, he cuts inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! From Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot, and it's in!
That Montezango throw, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! From Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot, and it's in!
That Montezango throw, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! From Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot, and it's in!
That Montezango throw, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal! From Martin, Nico collection with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot, and it's in!
That Montezango throw, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Brad.
On the right side, the shot and the goal!
Welcome back to this UPSL Premier DMV North Conference Final between DC Hyper and Club Deportivo Laurel. As you can see, the score at halftime is 2-0 in favour of DC Hyper. Very entertaining first half. Started off a little cagey. Both teams trying to find their feet. Club Deportivo trying to breach a tight DC Hyper defence. But it was actually DC Hyper who got on the board first. A wonderful goal from Hassan, Sudanese striker, scoring his 4th goal of the season. Deportivo had a couple of little opportunities, but nothing of any real significance before this wonderful goal notched the second for DC Hyper. A fantastic strike from the equally fantastic named Fabio Grigoletto Jr. And it was he also that almost added a third. Beautiful free kick that Tomas in the Club Deportivo goal was able to acrobatically palm away. But I think, I said I would check at halftime, and I think that was Fabio Jr.'s first and only goal of the season. So that certainly would have contributed to his wild celebrations. The Brazilian doing something very Brazilian. Hyper first on the field, waiting for Deportivo to join them. Deportivo already with the challenge, trying to breach a very, very robust DC Hyper defense. Actually a team that defend with a high degree of discipline. It's not just the five at the back that make it so difficult to score on them, it's everybody in front of that defensive unit as well. But they do say in soccer that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead. Certainly if Club Deportivo Laurel could score the next goal, it would put the cat among the pigeons and perhaps set us up for an exciting conclusion to this game. Of course, if DC Hyper score the next goal, well, it could be all over bar the shouting. Anyway, enough of the speculation. Let's find out. Second half underway. Deportivo launching the ball cross-field, from right to left. Able to pick up scraps. Actually, they're not. I thought for a second they had the ball under, but it's actually Hyper who come away with it. Sort of the story of the first half, really. Hyper a little more on their toes at Club Deportivo, and certainly able to change gears more readily as well. The game itself being played at a pretty pedestrian pace, but it's Hyper who have been able to turn the screw when necessary and go up those gears, find a way to goal. Deportivo really with nothing to lose now, just 45 minutes between them and glory or otherwise. This is the season curtain fall, and so there's no point saving energy, there's no point leaving anything in the tank. It's do or die now, gents.
Claro que sí, pues se puede decir que fue una barrida sin mala intención, pero parece que agarró allí el rostro de Roberto. Por ahí hacen las modificaciones. Me gusta el equipo DC Hyper, anda bastante brasileño. Ahí está otra pieza importante como es el número 17, Gustavo, muy reconocido, muy querido por todo el NBA.
So for those who are interested in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, final, of course, taking place right as this one's taking place. Kicked off just a few minutes ago. USA versus Mexico. If you are trying to avoid the score because you're going to watch the game later, turn the volume down now for about 10 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. For those of you who are still with me, the USA have taken an early lead. 4 minutes in, Richards with the goal. Hopefully everybody has re-enjoyed the broadcast now. Just in time to see Hyper breaking down the left wing. Good ball inside. Lucas not able to bring it under a spell. Deportivo, nice defence there. You got to love a little drag in the heart of defence. Absolutely ice in the vein stuff. Hassan winning his team a corner. I think, yeah, it is a corner. For a second there, like linesman was pointing to the goal kick spot, but Hassan chasing the ball back, wins the deflection off the Deportivo defender, and Hyper decide to go short. Chipped into the box. Header from, oh, not on frame. I think that was João Beso getting on the end of that. It was. Not sure what happened there. He seemed to get good height. He seemed to make a decent connection as well. Had the flick on all of the components. And yet the ball span harmlessly wide. Deportivo goal. Let's talk for a moment about how these two teams got here today. We've obviously talked extensively about their league record. Because they finished the league season 1 and 2. And the player, we're going to hold that for a second because Deportivo are on the attack now and may have a free kick. No, referees decided play on. There's nothing in that. We'll come back to playoff records here in a second because Deportivo are trying to create something that's really good, tenacious running. And Polga The ball now finding its way back to Deportivo. This is about the best piece of pressure they've had. The ball gets deflected out for a corner. Nice work from Anderson down the right-hand side. They've had a couple of little moments throughout the game, but in terms of concerted periods of pressure, where they win the ball and then they thrust and then they win the ball again and then they try and attack once more and the ball comes back to them again. This is uncharacteristic as far as this game's concerned. That was a good period for them. They now have a corner and they'll be looking hopefully for Deportivo fans to build on that moment, on that period. Ball delivered to the back post, punched out by Vato. Good work from the Hyper goalkeeper. He didn't leave anything to chance, got a fist on it, and away it goes. So as I mentioned, with these two teams finishing the league season 1 and 2, it meant they got a bye through the first round of playoffs, taking them both straight to the semi-finals, where EC Hyper played Bridge Sports Club. Actually, that game ended 0-0, so Hyper, their typical stingy defence. They weren't able to score either. The game went all the way to penalty kicks, and ultimately they secured their place in the final off the back of penalty kicks. Club Deportivo Laurel, in their semi-final, faced Touch Kings FC, and they came out victors in a 5-goal game, winning 3-2 on the night. So this is a team that definitely have goals in them, Club Deportivo. They'll be hoping to notch the next one of this match, so they can really make a contest of this game.
Este partido está llegando a ustedes gracias al apoyo de Azarilao, 24 horas al día, 7 días a la semana, servicios legales y de defensa personal, accidentes, inmigración, injurias.
Hyper trying to be cute, giving up the ball in the process. Now Deportivo looking to carry the ball deep into the Hyper defence. This is actually excellent work from Deportivo. It falls to Pulga, but Pulga not able to get a shot and start a goal. Looks to come inside, the ball spins out. Oh, nice stop from Vato. It was Gerson who tested him. Great work from Pulga in the build-up. Gerson got onto the loose ball. Tried to go across the Hyper goalkeeper. Vato sticks the leg out, ball into the box now, headed away from Hyper. This is definitely a different looking Club Deportivo in the first, what are we, 7.5 minutes into this second period. The referee decides nothing doing there, allows Hyper to continue with play. Number 17, who was a sub at half-time, rolls the ball inside. Maybe an opportunity for a shot here. No, gets stuck under Gio Mora's feet. Deportivo live to fight another day. Pulga again, back on the ball. Slides a lovely ball out to the right-hand side. Finds its way to Roberto. Roberto tucking it out to a second-half sub for Club Deportivo, number 20. Don't have a name for you on that, I apologise. It comes back to Roberto. Roberto, oh, lovely, clipped ball in! Oh, that could have been so much more dangerous. Club Deportivo is saying there was a handball in there. We don't have VAR at this level, obviously, so nothing that can be done in that situation, but remonstrating hard, suggesting there was a handball. Well, there was a handball. I think it was Anderson who was remonstrating. The ball did spin up off of João Beso, but he knew nothing about it. It pinged up and hit his arm. His arm was by his side. And I'm sorry, I am not a fan of if the ball hits your arm in the penalty area, it's a handball. I think the world's gone mad in that regard. Probably shouldn't be editorializing, but quite simply, if your hand is by your side and you're not looking, obviously you're not looking to gain any benefit from the ball hitting your arm, and it happens to do so accidentally, you should not be penalized for that. Oh, shot on the backside of goal. It's Gio Mora trying to get his foot round the ball. Only hits the side netting in the process. So anyway, that is all to say. I don't think that was a handball, and this wasn't a goal, despite Giamura's best efforts. Deportivo, though, looking very good in this second half so far, although DC Hyper giving as good as they're getting. Ball finds its way to Lucas. Lucas slides it into the right-hand side. And now this Hyper guy's in the box waiting for it. Oh, good little head down. Sensing a little frustration from the Club Deportivo players. DC Hyper being very heavy with the challenges. The referee saying that they're just about the right side where they need to be. Deportivo players not really agreeing with that. Some really good tricky work out there on the right hand side. Hyper. And ultimately Deportivo defending well.
Mire, lo que he observado, hay que ser bien honesto y realista, he observado que se ha presionado demasiado lo que es el equipo de Club Deportivo Laurel.
Hyper being aggressive, contesting every ball and winning possession in the process. Oh, thought that was going to be a good little slide pass. Instead, it's going to be Lucas trying to get a shot off. Not able to get his ball through a crowded box.
Está descontrolado el equipo del Club Deportivo Laurel. No se ha visto en estos minutos, profe. Pero según vayan pasando los minutos, esperamos que se encuentren los grandes que saben jugar muy bien el fútbol.
Cuando Estados Unidos le está pegando a México, profe, 1-0 al minuto.
Deportivo, nice pass out to the right-hand side. Anderson's going to try and deliver. It's a desperate cross as he was falling to the floor. It was about the best he could do. It wasn't good enough to find a Deportivo head. Definitely came into play in this second half, though, Club Deportivo Laurel. I'm very impressed with how they've been able to ratchet up their offensive play in this second period. May have another yellow card here. The referee is waving players away. I'm not sure if he's saying, hey, you know what, that isn't a free kick. I think that's exactly what he's saying. It was the slightest of touches. He has given a free kick. I think he's suggesting that there's nothing more doing than that. You see Hyper in possession now. Again, Lucas getting stuck in. I think he ended up clipping a Deportivo player in the process, and you can see that was quite by accident. I appreciate his sportsmanship. He stopped immediately when he realised that his foot was caught up, and actually I think he tread on the side of a Deportivo player, which, yeesh, nobody would want that. Lucas is a big boy, very strong. But again, completely by accident, he apologised to the player, he apologises to the ref. And on we go. Carry from Deportivo, no shot to match it. It was Roberto on the ball. Roberto again, he does get the shot on target, but Vato feels so, excuse me, that wasn't Roberto. But again, that was number 20, and we don't have a name for that individual, but Vato was so comfortable with that shot, he even took it with his feet. How about that for confidence?
El balón que toca Hernán por el sector de la derecha, imposible, apareció ahí el moreno Mikey para detener la carrera de ese esférico. Se la regresan a Gustavo, este va a tocar atrás. Matías ahora es el que la tiene, rebasan la media cancha otra vez Gustavo.
DC Hyper playing for Olays right now.
Se le va a mover, Jaime un poquito más retrasado, prefiere el servicio largo con Isaac, que va a controlar con la pierna derecha.
Beautiful crossfield ball. Isaac brings it down on a sixpence. On a dime, I guess I should say in America. Sixpence wouldn't mean much to our American cousins. Oh. Gonna go with a sliced pass on that one. Oh, that's a much better ball though, inside. This could be dangerous for DC. Good work from Tomas in the Deportivo goal. Had to be alert to the threat there. A wayward pass from number 17 immediately prior to that, but he made up for it with a beautiful little through ball. Reverse angle through ball. Putting Hyper in behind the Deportivo defence. Tomas, though, alert to it. Able to block the opportunity at the front post. Interesting, Tomas has made two pretty significant mistakes in this game. One spilling the ball and he was able to get on the second attempt, and the other, a short pass, it very easily could have led to another goal. But outside of those two moments of indecision, he's had a really good game. He's a big part of the reason that the scoreline is only 2-0 at this point. He absolutely covered himself in glory with that wonderful save off of the Fabio Jr. free kick. Oh, Fabio Jr. He mistimed that. He thought the ball was about to roll out of play and it did not have enough gas. Club Deportivo gave themselves a cheap corner in the process.
Por la punta de la derecha para que venga el servicio. 4 posibles, 5 posibles rematadores. El servicio arriba al manchón penal, el cabezazo.
Middle of the box, headed out well by DC Hyper. Deportivo on the second ball, easily gathered in by Vato. Apparently it's a great save according to the scoreboard. I think even Vato would suggest it was pretty rudimentary. Love the encouragement though. DC Hyper now looking to try and create down the right hand side, and they have numbers. And they have bodies in the box as well if they can find them. They can't, but they may have caused a foul in the process. Free kick to Deportivo. A little over an hour into the game and it remains 2-0 in favour of DC Hyper. Goals coming on the 26th minute from Sudanese winger Hassan, and on the 35th minute from Brazilian central defender Fabio Jr. Deportivo definitely looking more effective in this second period, looking more threatening, but as of yet not able to get anything on the scoreboard. Still have time though. It's a little less than 30 minutes of regulation left, and I'm sure there'll be a good 3 or 4 minutes of extra time as well.
Se va a ir de cambio Kaique, camiseta número 55. Por esa falta ya entra el relevo. El sustituido y el sustituto haciendo los movimientos al 63 el equipo de DC Hyper. Vamos a manejar el número de la camiseta del jugador que recién acaba de ingresar para cuando tenga el esférico. El balón arriba.
Long ball at the back for Deportivo. Well headed out by Fabio Jr.
Pero Fabio con esa estatura aparece para cortar la jugada. El balón se va fuera con la cancha.
I can see now why their defensive record has been so impressive. When you have Fabio Jr. and Joao Beso in your centre defence, that is quite the brick wall. Have to try and penetrate. You have two players there as well. They were both Brazilian, very much on the same wavelength. Was he able to speak the same language, Portuguese? Communication isn't an issue. It may very well be the story of DC Hyper's season, quite honestly. You have to wonder if they're still going to be here next season. Let's focus on the here and now, though. Here and now, we have Lucas, number 99, stood over the ball. Drills it into the box while headed away by Club Deportivo. And I think we have an offside in the process. Either offside or a foul. Either way, short free kick from Deportivo.
Camaminga, camiseta número 8. El balón que ya está en el primer cuarto de terreno de juego del Club Deportivo Laurel. Johan para Conejo. Conejo mete el derechazo, el balón que sale elevando el cabezazo de Isaac para detener esa esférica. I
don't know how effective these long chip balls into the channel are necessarily going to be against a defence who are as dogged and as disciplined as DC Hyper. It's like you're going to need a little bit more finesse to unpick that lock. Right now, though, it's DC Hyper on the attack, and the referee's decided free kick. Linesman's flag goes up, maybe for an offside. The referee had already awarded a free kick. Maybe the linesman was also flagging for a foul too, which seems unnecessary. The referee had already blown his whistle. Either way, the result is the same. It's DC Hyper. Once again, with Lucas stood over the ball. Bodies in the box, including the aforementioned João Beso and Fabio Jr. He must represent a significant threat, I would imagine. I don't see Joy in the box, so I'm wondering if maybe he was one of the players substituted at half-time. It's actually Lucas who leaves the ball this time, and it could have bounced back to DC Hyper. Club Deportivo, cardinal rule, don't let the ball drop in your box. And all of a sudden the ball was at feet. Fortunately for them, no DC Hyper player able to react quickly enough. And they clear away.
Sí, claro que sí, desde que empezó el primer minuto de este partido, proponieron más ellos. Como puede ver,
nice interception from DC Hyper, but it was also obvious from Club Deportivo. Ball finds its way to Lucas. He doesn't have much in the way of support. Looks to backheel it. Really nice backheel, actually. Oh, and a rainbow flick. Doesn't quite come off. Love the audacity, though. Ooh. There was a free kick there, but again, referee on the spot, deciding nothing doing. Ball from Hyper out to the left-hand side. Isaac looking to deliver across, pulls it back, doesn't find a Hyper player. Now Club Deportivo may have the opportunity to do something on the break. Gerson trying to cut inside. Earns himself a free kick, I think, in the process. There may even be a yellow card here.
Claro que sí, bien picado, tiene bien ganada la amarilla, pero va con la intención.
Gerson decides to cut inside. Oof. It was Conejo, the yellow. I don't hate the sliding tackle, but you have to leave the referee with no doubt whatsoever that it was all ball and no man.
se han perdido lo que es estos jóvenes. ¿Por qué? Porque hay que ser bien honesto. UPSL es tercera
Vallejo's still
división.
complaining, but it's not going to change things. He has a yellow card, and Club Deportivo have a free kick in a dangerous area.
Felicidades a nuestro hermano mexicano. Tiro libre, profe, adelante.
Viene el Club Deportivo Laurel, el balón.
Ball delivered to the back post, and disappointing. Club Deportivo.
Posibilidad clara que pudo haber crecido por conducto de la pura. Le metió toda la fuerza al empeine, el balón se fue muy abierto. Cuando entonces México ya empató.
Well, with 20 minutes to go, Club Deportivo, after having a strong start to the second half, do look a little bit like their spirit is somewhat broken at this point. I hope that's not the case. They just seem to be struggling with creativity and energy. As the clock ticks on, the size of their task becomes more and more onerous. It's not over till it's over. A lot can happen in 20 minutes plus change. Maybe it's going to happen now. Club Deportivo get a foray to DC Hyper's half before playing the ball back into their own.
Presiona, el gringo está cerquita, le compartió el esférico, el gringo avanzando, toca por ese mismo sector, abriendo con Roberto Alvarado. Alvarado tiene dos contrarios enfrente, levanta el esférico.
Clipped in from the left-hand side. Again, good defending from DC Hyper.
Adelante la pelota y vamos con algunos saludos.
Bueno, por ahí están saludando Joana Carranza, dice saludos a mi primo Jason Guevara, dice desde la ciudad de San Miguel, desde el Pulgarcito de Centroamérica.
To be fair to Club Deportivo, DC Hyper are defending so deeply now, which you can understand. I mean, they are 2-0 to the good. They have a fantastic defensive record, although there's some great work here, and that may be a yellow card, surely. It was Gerson who was carving his way through the fence. Now, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here because the Club Deportivo players are remonstrating with the referee. Maybe there was no contact. Yeah, Gerson taking the touch, cuts inside. Well, the referee's saying that he dived. Maybe that he was the one fouling. Sometimes really difficult to discern what the referee has determined when things happen so quickly and there are bodies in the way. We don't have clear line of sight always from the commentary position, so you just have to trust that the referee's got it right. Certainly, had it been a foul at that spot, that probably would have been a penalty kick. So maybe Gerson was looking to buy it. In which case, if he did throw himself to the floor, surely he should be receiving a yellow card. Don't think he did. It's by the by now, it's history. There's DC Hyper breaking down the right-hand side with options in the middle. Pulls the ball back, looks clip it inside, and that's a goal for Lucas. It's over the line. And that's 3-0 for DC Hyper. Lucas didn't have to do a whole lot there. The ball was put on him, quite literally on him. He just had to direct it to net, despite the best efforts of a scrambling Tomas. Well, he caught his chest or he caught his arm. Referee again perfectly positioned to see that, and no Club Deportivo player was remonstrating or suggesting that Lucas had used his arm. So it was those big pecs that ultimately deflected the ball into the back of the net. I mean, DC Hyper, what you would imagine, given their track record this season, may very well be an unassailable victory. Club Deportivo had a mountain to climb previously. They most assuredly have Everest to scale now. They're going to try and get back into this match. DC Hyper may not be done. Breaking down the left-hand side. Nice footwork. Ball comes back. Good defending from Club Deportivo. They get rid of it though. Being hunted. Well, obviously, as impartial commentator, I have no dog in the fight, but I have to say I am happy for Lucas. He has worked tirelessly all game long. He has been physical, he's been holding the ball up, he's been tracking back, and there's a good example of it right there. He's played the game in a really good spirit. We saw just a few minutes ago when he inadvertently stepped on a player. He was concerned for the player's welfare, very apologetic to both the player and the referee. He's really given his all in this game, so it's hard to begrudge him his name on the score sheet. Is the latest of a 3-goal tally from DC Hyper. First goal in the 26th minute from Hassan, in the 35th minute from Fabio Jr. and now Luca in the 73rd minute. Potentially doing enough to secure this UPSL Premier DMV North Conference Final Championship title for DC Hyper, but there are still minutes to be played. There are still chasm to be covered by DC Hyper before they can start celebrating. 15-minute chasm to be precise, plus the extra time that the referee adds on. It is most certainly not done until the fat lady sings. Club Deportivo are still pushing. They really get a meaningful shot on target. They haven't overly troubled Vato in the Hyper goal this entire match, and that's why, primarily, that's a perfect example. DC Hyper have been unbelievable in defence. And I don't just mean tonight, this entire season, although tonight has been a showcase in how a team defends from the front, remains disciplined, and gives absolutely nothing in their back line. What do they say? Offense wins games, defense wins championships. If DC Hyper complete the task here today, you have to say they are a Exhibit A. That saying. It's going to be a yellow card here. It's going to be a cheap one. I don't even really understand why we're doing that. And maybe the player's about to get subbed out, actually. It just seems unnecessary. You're winning 3-0. Why are you standing in front of a free kick? Oh, it's not a sub situation, it's a water break situation, which gives us a chance to see all three of DC Hyper's goals back. The first again from Hassan, just about the first meaningful opportunity of the match. Now we're seeing the third goal from Lucas, which may or may not have hit his arm, but nobody cares. At least nobody for DC Hyper cares. And nobody from Club Deportivo protested. That's the third goal. And that may end up being the final nail in Club Deportivo's coffin. Coach certainly needs to work his magic now with 13 minutes and change still to go. If they are going to get toehold in this game, it needs to be quick. This was just about the only meaningful opportunity Club Deportivo had. That shot from, it was Anderson at the back post. It's the only one I can remember that really tested Vato. You may remember me saying earlier in the broadcast that when the last time these two teams met was on May 10th. And DC Hyper ran out 3-0 victors. Right now they are fixing to do it again. If they do, you really can hardly argue with them being worthy champions. Top of the table, beat the team in the final 3-0 earlier this season, beat them again in the final 3-0. And by the way, the team they're playing was second in the table. So I think that would make this season an unqualified success for DC Hyper. Champions all ends up. But again, let's not call it early. There's still a little over 10 minutes and change to go. DC Hyper back on the attack. Speculative shot. Is in trouble, Tomás.
Llegamos casi al 80. Pocas esperanzas para Club Deportivo Laurel en este tiempo.
Minuto 80 del tiempo corrido, profe. Vemos a Camavinga haciendo un espectáculo en esta segunda mitad. Desde el primer minuto que entró al terreno de juego, ha dado balón por todos lados. Así que espectacular lo que está haciendo.
Again, long ball. Trying to catch the DC Hyper defense out. That didn't happen much. It didn't happen then. DC Hyper back in possession. Oh, good battling though from Club Deportivo. Carrying the ball, a little touch and go, maybe a shot. It does find the back of the net. Club Deportivo have the toe hold they've been looking for. Wonderful give and go. Anderson, the assist. I think it's one of the substitutes who notches the goal. I can give you a number, but I don't think I can give you a name. I can give you a scoreboard. There you go. A minutes to go. That has made it very interesting indeed. Our Club Deportivo able to notch another. Beautifully architected goal. No surprise whatsoever that Anderson was involved with the assist. He has really been the Lucas of Club Deportivo. He's been involved in pretty much everything. Offensively, at least, for Club Deportivo. A technically good player. Great flair player. Got a wonderful touch on either foot, as he demonstrated there with his perfectly weighted give and go pass. Assisting Club Deportivo's opening goal of the game. Their opening goal, not the opening goal, of course. Now they're hoping to add to it. Down the left-hand side, it's the goal scorer, number 20. Again, does really well, cuts inside, tries to set up Anderson, return the favour. A period of pressure again from Club Deportivo. Just a little shimmy from Pulga. Pulga takes a shot from distance. Needs to be better than that to test Vato. Create the space for himself, but not the power. Just wayward. Power without control.
Hace falta como unos 10 o 15 minutos, 8 minutos más lo que va a dar el señor árbitro. No está terminado, así que esperemos que siga así con esa misma actitud que ya despertó, aunque sea un poco tarde, pero ha despertado ese gol, lo ha motivado a los muchachos. Sí se puede, el querer es poder, y por ahí también hicieron una modificación. El equipo de DC Hyper sacan a Vato y meten el otro arquero suplente del equipo, así que esperamos que siga así con esa actitud positiva.
Deportivo back in possession again, looking to create again. This is so much better from there. They try and string these passes together. They look like a different team. I understand the need to mix it up, sometimes go short, sometimes go long, keep the opposition on their toes, but there's just no denying that Club Deportivo Laurel look at their best when they're pinging the ball around. Well, that's a little heavy-handed in the defending stakes, and it earns Conjejo a yellow card, which... That was Conjejo. I want to see that again. If it is, that's number 5. It was Conjejo, and I think he's already on a yellow card. Which, of course, should mean he receives a red card. It might be the referee's just figuring that out, or perhaps he's just walking out the 10 yards. And I'm confused by that. I thought Conejao got the yellow card about 10 minutes ago on that foul earlier, but perhaps not. Either way, he has a yellow card at the very least now.
Viviendo el partido más intenso después de las 11 jornadas, después de los cuartos de final, después de las semifinales.
I do apologise if I'm confusing viewers with who got yellow cards. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's down to the referee. Has it all in his book, so I shan't keep going on about it. I just try and stay on top of these things if I can. But occasionally we get these things wrong, and evidently I did on this occasion. Club Deportivo, free kick, play it short. Little chip into the box. Tempted at a flick header, but it's DC Hyper clearing the ball away. Less than 5 minutes still to go, plus change. It's Deportivo on the ascendancy at this moment in time. It was up to Pulga. Pulga looks to come inside, tries to slide it outside. Ball gets intercepted. Pulga wins possession back, and again slides the ball out to the right wing on this occasion. Ball to the back post. Both players miss it. Got to go out for a goal kick. It's Gringo with a speculative cross to the back post. Both the hyper defender and the on-rushing striker. Their goal scorer, number 20, missing it as it flashed through the goal mouth. 4 minutes to glory. DC Hyper plus whatever the ref tacks on, or stoppage. What an entertaining game this has been. Club Deportivo a little timid in the first half. I don't know if it was the heat or if they were overawed by the final, but we certainly didn't see the best of them. DC Hyper making the most of that. Two goals up at half-time. Second half, though, Club Deportivo have come to play, despite the fact that it's DC Hyper got on the board again first. Was rather against the run of play. Club Deportivo scoring subsequently. Asking for a handball. Not really asking for it, though. Not much of a protest. Instead, they just take possession.
Siempre lo hace al final de cada partido. A veces le resulta el esfuerzo, a veces no es suficiente, pero este partido está complicadito. Nos quedan 4 minutos, más lo que pueda agregar el árbitro central. Difícil, pero un partido muy emotivo, emocionante por la intensidad, por el apoyo de las porras, por el apoyo de la gente que vino a darse el lujo y el gusto de ver este partido de fútbol. La tarde agradable, no hay frío, no hay calor, una tarde especial, espectacular y la cancha, qué bonita, y no me canso de repetirlo.
Vato trying to eat up time. The clock on the scoreboard, I've noticed, doesn't correspond with the clock we have on screen. So one of them is wrong by 30 seconds. We're going to go with the clock on the scoreboard, I guess. I imagine that's what the officials are working to, which means there's a little under 3 minutes still to go. Deportivo need to get possession again, and quick. Right now they're trying to quell another DC Hyper attack, and this is a positive one. Ball gets cut back, and that could be, that could have been, it should have been the 4th goal. Dropped to number 70. The substitutes, I believe. There's Gio. Ball gets flicked back to him, and he just completely scuffs that shot. I was expecting to see the net bulge. DC Hyper adding to their scoreline. No goal, but they do win themselves a free kick. As the aforementioned Gio's battling for the ball. Winning himself a free kick in the process. And again, this is just eating down the clock, which is not what Club Deportivo want to see. If you're a DC Hyper player, you are taking as long as possible, as long as the referee will allow you to take this free kick. And honestly, if I'm one of these two players and I'm not on a yellow card, I might even take one. Out to the front post. Flashes just wide. Very creative by number 17. Just the wrong side of the post from a DC Hyper perspective. Club Deportivo back in possession again, and you need to get things going now. We are 30 seconds away, or if we're going to use the clock on the scoreboard, about a minute away. Full time. See a referee shepherding a player to the edge of the field. Is that Lucas? I think it is Lucas. I don't think he's injured. I think it's just deep in the game, and DC Hyper are looking to make subs, give as many players a run out in the final as possible. The referee shepherding Lucas off, saying you don't need to go back across the field. Here will do. Off you go. Let's get on with it. Club Deportivo back in possession. Doing a good job of holding off their man. Trying to connect passes down the left-hand side. Loses footing. Might be a free kick, might be a corner, might be a goal kick. No idea which way this one's going. Either way, Deportivo are anxious to get the game going.
En el 2023 no clasifica el Club Deportivo Laurel. En el 2024 llega a los cuartos de final y es eliminado. En 2025.
I do like this referee. He's no nonsense. We're not hanging around. Come on, let's get going. Okay, so the clock is showing 90. Given that our clock is about 30 seconds fast, that means we're about 15 seconds into referee stoppage time. Now we are at the mercy of the officials. Or when I say we, DC Hyper fans are at the mercy of the officials. They will be anxiously waiting for that whistle. They will be anxiously waiting to hear that they are crowned champions. Surely leading 3-1, deep into stoppage. That moment, it can't be far away. Our DC Hyper getting ready to crown what has been a fantastic season with silverware. Our Club Deportivo able to spoil the party late on. Wonderful work again from Pulka. It's been impressive all game, and that's a really good ball out. Oh, but Anderson with a rare slip. He has been quality all game long, and that ball needed to be perfect, and it wasn't. That enabled DC Hyper initially to intercept and then to regroup. It's the excellent Pulga on the ball once more. Knocks it inside. Ball comes back to Roberto. Anderson's asking for it over his head. Or maybe an opportunity here to get a shot in. Oh, tries to slide the pass back across for Anderson, which is a smart idea, but the referee was not going to like that. He's getting some applause from number 20, Patrick. An ugly tackle. Well, I want to say he got the ball, but he definitely came through the man in the process. I think is why the referee isn't doing anything more in this instance. So we have the benefit of an ever-running clock. We know we were about 30 seconds ahead of the game clock. So that should mean we're about 2.5 minutes into referee stoppage now. Opportunity here, good stop from Tomas. It was at a nice height. Hassan testing Tomas, but on his best shot. Tomas, though, still had to palm it away and did so, and he may have to do so again. That one flashes wide of the post. I'm telling you, folks, Tomas may be on the wrong side of a 3-goal deficit, but he has had a good game. Great save from Hassan just a few moments earlier before that shot. The referee trying to hurry up the substitutions. Glances at his watch. Really can't be much time left now. We're well over 3 minutes into stoppage.
lo siguieron en las diferentes plataformas. Gracias también al Club Deportivo Laurel. Yo en lo personal felicito.
I think we're past the miracle point for Club Deportivo Laurel.
Club Deportivo Laurel, al equipo, a los jugadores, porque hicieron una excelente campaña. Sabemos que no es fácil llegar a estar.
Still the purple wave comes. Still DC Hyper being asked to defend resolutely. And Club Deportivo have earned themselves a free kick, and this is in another dangerous spot. Quite sure the referees got the ball positioned there when the offence took 7 or 8 yards further forward. Deportivo actually might want the free kick a little further back though, right where it is. Makes it easier to get it up and over the wall. We are at least 5 minutes into stoppage. Club Deportivo with a free kick from a dangerous spot. DC Hyper taking no chances with a graft extruder. Great stop from Vato. Really good free kick. Beat the wall. Vato asks to save, and again, and a third time, although I think there's an offside flag. But what acrobatics from the DC Hyper goalkeeper. Here's his first save. Good free kick. Palms it away. Has to get back on his feet quickly. Here comes the second attempt. Point blank. Stops it. And then again with the foot. And that's it. The referee has blown his whistle. It's over. DC Hyper are your UPSL Premier DMV North Conference champions, beating Club Deportivo Laurel by a score of 3-1. Congratulations to DC Hyper. Commiserations to Club Deportivo Laurel, who had a great season, running DC Hyper so close in the league standings, finishing second, just 1 point behind the champions. When they met them in the league, they lost by a score of 3-0. And when they met them today in the final, DC Hyper dominated once more. Club Deportivo were at least able to breach a very resolute DC Hyper defence. But one goal was not enough. DC Hyper with a comprehensive victory, and with it, a championship. Fighting home that pass on the 26th minute. That was the opener. And then, of course, we had this gem from Fabio Jr., the centre-back, acting like a centre-forward. Lucas chests in, DC Hyper's third. They weren't able to keep the clean sheet. Anderson's assist. And a goal from number 20. Unfortunately, for Club Deportivo, that was the only goal they could tally this evening. DC Hyper really being dominant at both ends of the field. We talked all night about just how good their defence is and how well they defend as a team. And additionally, they know how to find the back of the net. They struggled to do so in the semi-final. Had to go to penalty kicks. No such ceremony this evening. They got it done in the 90. And you can see the club coach there, or owner, enjoying photographs, giving the trophy a kiss. Nice looking trophy. It's got a little bit of the English Premier League look to it. Players have their medals. Hopefully we're going to see a player photo here in just a moment too. It's always lovely to go out of a broadcast, seeing a team together raising their championship trophy. We'll just give it a minute or two, see if we can get that shot. Players now taking the opportunity to get photos with the trophy. Where's Lucas? He absolutely deserves to get his hands on it, as does the acrobatic goal scorer of the second goal of the match, Fabio Jr. It's tough to give you a man of the match, this DC Hyper team. It was solid from front to back. Atto, as I mentioned, didn't have a lot to do in goal, but when he was called on, he was fantastic. And every outfielder did exactly what they needed to do to get this championship over the line. Now we are going to get that team photo. Again, commiserations to Club Deportivo Laurel. Great season. It didn't unfortunately end in a championship. Here are your UPSL Premier DMV North Conference champions, DC Hyper. Congratulations to the boys from the nation's capital. For those of you who are interested and are not trying to avoid the CONCACAF Gold Cup final, if you are, close your ears for 5 seconds. Mexico have equalised the 27th minute. So, we're done with this broadcast. Get yourself over to the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Enjoy a lot more soccer. That's your lot here tonight in DC as the DC Hyper team celebrate their championship. I've been your commentator, Mark Turner, here with the Veta Media team. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you this season. Enjoy these final scenes and enjoy your night. Good night.